Hey, this is lab number 4. The last problem is number 7. This is the part that I left out in the assignment that I updated. You need to say, translate the following pseudocode for the following minimum value for a set of input for a C++ program. This is what's missing in this right here. Everything else the same with it as well. So let me talk to you about this a little bit. When you translate this thing into the C++, I gave you the pseudocode in this thing. And here's what I would like for you to do. If you look at this program, and I want to see if I can walk you through this program as much as I can with this thing, because the pseudocode is rather thick and kind of really dense with this right now. So let's do this together. Let's do this. So if you're doing it in my 1436, you need to write this thing in C++. If you're in my 1437, and guess what? You gotta do this in Java. Either way of them, okay? So this is the only part that's missing is translate this into the C++ side of this thing. All right. Like I said, I should do slash Java. Okay. Programming languages with it. Okay. So make the appropriate choice depending on what course you're in. I want you to set the first one. So let me just grab this part right here and really go in and talk about this thing and how you program this thing with it. So let me just do this on a notepad. Okay, it'd be easier with this thing. On a notepad, I'm just gonna give me a second. I want to pause the video here for a second here. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same problem that you have right here. I'm just going to copy this thing and put this on the notepad with my skeleton there, so we have a place to see and kind of discuss this thing, this algorithm. And I'm going to just kind of paste this right here. Okay, so you can see what I'm talking about with this right now. It kind of got bumped over with this thing. Okay, that's all right. So well, you can, however you want to do this thing. I'm just going to block comment this thing out. Yeah. Like this. So this kind of blocks it out with it. We can see the whole thing with it. First of all, we need to set the Boolean variable to true with this thing. So if you look at this statement that I have right here, in the statement, what I need to do is put a true identifier on this thing. As part of the true is the first. This is the correction right here. Okay, so if I did this, all right, let's talk about how you want to go in and set this thing to true with it. So what do I mean when I set things to with this? First of all, we need to prompt the user. Cout, enter a value, a number. Okay, so just prompt the user for some information with this thing, right? Right above that, we need to declare some variables in this thing. Double what? Value. Right, so read in this value, basically, right? So you got the value read in. Now, let's take the first one. Set the Boolean variables, first variable to true with this thing. Wait a minute, this needs to be here with it. Okay, not here. So, first variable is what? That's your value. This is what you're going to do is set this thing as BOOL, it's a Boolean data type. First now is equal to true. Okay? Now, we also need to look at is, while another value has been read successfully, the part that I want to talk to you about is to show you that there is a function. It's called fail on here that you would actually use in this thing. Is you can do while. Let me bump this down to another line right now, and so I can actually explain this to you. There's a function as part of your cin in your IO stream. Okay, your cin variable has what's called fail. You can actually test that. Okay, so the cin.fail. This is not in your book, by the way. Method with it as well. So while you're reading all of the variables, while another value has been read in successfully with this thing, well, when it's being read in successfully, this means CN is fail when something's been, if you negate it, put this opposite from the fail was what? Not. Okay. So this means while the variables are being read in, no value's been read in successfully with that. So I negate that. If that's true, I'm going to go in, I'm going to tell it to do some set of instructions right here. Okay. So if, I'm going to nest in here, if my first, okay, which is what? This is true, correct? If that's true, I'm going to do, if first is true, set the minimum value, okay, set the minimum value to value, and set the first to false. So that's what I'm going to do. If this is true, I want to actually go in, curly brackets, I'm going to set what? I'm going to set min, I'm going to set value to equal value, and then I'm going to set what? False to equal what? First, according to my pseudocode. Okay. Alright. Else, if my value is less than my min, okay, so my value is less than my min, right, I'm going to actually ask it to set my value to equal to my min in this, okay. So this is what this is doing. I really want you to follow the pseudocode and be comfortable with the pseudocode. So that's my min now equal to my value. Okay. Of course, I need to update this thing is to print the minimum outside of this while loop, right? So I need to come out outside of this right now. My first one, I need to do a cout. I need to enter another, which updates this, right? Number, right? So this is my update statement with the same, and then I want to read in CN value. Make sure you understand this thing. So this is my initialization of my while loop, my test statement. I do the instruction, and up to here, this is from here to here is my update. 1, 2, 3. You still have your update statement. And outside of your while loop, this while loop that you have, okay, I meant this needs to be, this is your update statement. It's your cout. The minimum value is, okay, so tell them this is min inline, okay, and of course return zeros with it, okay. So this is what you have basically for this particular problem with it.